It's going to happen again, folks. What, 21 trillion in debt? And we're just paying the interest on it? 1933, he signed the Emergency Banking Act. At that time, the birth certificates that could be found, they started going on the stock market. That's when this thing started. Wrote down, boom, all of America's people, land, businesses, your personal wealth, your birth certificate became chattel. Chattel means a slave. Okay, we become chattel, this flesh man. Okay, this is where the straw man, the fictitious man, okay, this is where it really come into play in 1933. Okay, and during the war, World War II, they made this mandatory. Okay, then they started putting all of them birth certificates on the stock market. Okay, to help pay for the war effort, and they sold bonds. They did all kinds of things. Again, we was in a panic situation, okay, during the war when we was attacked. And, but we lost our constitutional freedom, okay, through these three acts. Through these three acts, we lost our constitutional freedom. That's when it died. Our constitutional freedom died through these three acts and these three different presidents sold us into slavery. We are chattel. Flesh man is chattel. That's a slave. The rest of it, our property, our labor, our land, our personal wealth, the business, the businesses, it all become collateral to the Federal Reserve. Okay, now people deny that. People they deny that that's true. On Treasury Direct, folks, there it is. I hope you can see that. Let me get up here where I can see this camera, because I want you to see this. See that? Treasury Direct. Now, first thing I want to do, where's we at? Okay, you see that website? I'll read it in a minute. You go to that website. That's where you're going to find your birth certificate. Is on the stock market. Folks, this is a government website. Okay. And get my glasses here. Let me point some things out to you. Get my pointer. I gotta stand behind this camera so I can do this. Alright, folks. Now, when you go to this web address and you pull this Treasury Direct site up, alright, you go to series, where it says series. Okay, there's series is, you hit the little thing there in the drop down. It's an E-bond. Click on E-bond in your drop down box. Right here. Right there. Go over here to denomination. You got a little thing there. You drop down box. You go to a denomination of $10,000. Your bond serial number. That is the number on your birth certificate, folks. Okay, or what the state has returned to you with that number on it, that's your birth certificate number. I'm going to put my thumb over this. And it'll come up down here at the bottom. See where I got my thumb? That's my birth certificate number. It's a series. That means an E-bond. Okay, see that? Okay. And so, if you want to know, right there, and $79,000, where's that? Value, $79,392. There's the interest that's occurred. Final maturity, 10/1996. Issue date 10/1956. Folks, that's the day I was born. I was born in October of 1956. Now, folks, let me show you this real close. You see that? E-bonds. $10,000 denomination. All right. So that's simple, folks. Now, don't tell me that your birth certificate ain't on the stock exchange. It goes from the hospital to the Federal Reserve, and then it goes on the stock exchange. Folks, these 12 banks are a group of European bankers and communist bankers now, okay, that we're in debt to. This bad boy is going to collapse. The people just keep going right on. Our politicians. Do you ever hear your politicians ever mention this? Donald Trump says he wants to restore a constitution. My question to him, and I voted for him, I'm all for Donald Trump, for now, unless he goes south. But I'm all for him. He wants to restore the Constitution, he says. My question to him, Mr. President, which one? Which one you talking about? Because like I said in my last video, right here in 1871, we got a corporate Constitution. Very, very similar, except the title's been changed. The title's in all caps, United States Constitution of the United States of America, all caps. We got a corporation Constitution, okay? And it's a ruse. It's all smoke and mirrors, you know. But 3 presidents sold us out. Today we were slaves. Everything we own, we have signed over through permits, license, you name it. We're occupants or tenants of property we think we bought. We're not owners. And it just goes on and on and on. And so I'll be bringing some more of this on to you. But my main thing that I want to show you today, folks, is your birth certificate is a bond. It's an E-bond. Okay? And nobody knew this. When all this was taking place, nobody knew our federal government was going to put us on the stock market and make a straw man out of us, make an estate out of us. What's the difference? Excuse me. What's the similarities? A corporation is a dead entity. Okay, it's a dead thing, but it functions. Okay, it's a functional thing. Okay, but you know, it's not a person. It's not a living person. It is an entity. Okay, and that thing is dead as mackerel. Okay, but it functions. Okay, but all these capital letters. What's all these capital letters mean? All these capital letters. Everything you have from any other government agency, your name is capitalized on that. That's your straw man name. That means you're dead. You're an estate. When you die, you leave an estate. When the government takes money from you and the courts takes money from you, they draw off of your estate. Okay, even these people that run the system, that drive the system, okay, they're still slaves. Okay, some of them don't care. They function in it. It's what we have, so let's just go ahead on with it. It works. Well, it ain't gonna work forever. It's gonna collapse. What makes your driver's license and your any ID card you have from the state or federal government, any document you have that you get from the federal government, even and most corporations. What's the similarities between them and your headstone? Give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. They're all capital letters. They're all caps. Okay, that means you're dead. Okay, that the flesh man just represents that straw man. Okay, you represent that estate. You know, and that's how this government looks at you. You are just a. Your main function is to provide revenue to this system. That's your main function. They don't want you to buck the system. They don't want you to come against the system. They don't want you to try to change the system. You know, they'll throw you in jail. The tax man will get you. There's been all kinds of illegal stuff happen to people, okay, that try to regain their sovereignty. You know, and they do all kinds of things to people. And but folks, I just want to make you aware of this. I want to strike enough curiosity in you. I can't cover it all. You go on YouTube and there's so many people on there, and some of it's nonsense. If you can't pull up a government document and prove what they're saying, then it's not true. Everything on this whiteboard and everything in my last video, you can go. Like I said, the good thing about a computer, you can go on there and pull up these government documents, okay? And I'm surprised they put all this out there. But by law, they have to do that. They have to make this public. It was public back then when they done all this stuff, but nobody knew about it. They done it at a time where, you know, there was always something going on. The country was always in turmoil when they done these things. So nobody would pay no attention. Everybody's attention was somewhere else when all these things was done, and that was done on purpose. So nobody would object to it. Your silence is consent, folks. Check this stuff out for yourself. Okay. You get a chance to talk to a teacher or a principal or somebody on the school board. Encourage them to start telling the children the truth. I doubt they will, okay, because the king will step in, he'll squash that right now, whether it be through the teachers union or through somebody else. I don't think they'll allow that to be taught. So it's up to me and you to teach our children the truth of how we lost our republic in 1871. They actually committed treason. Congress and Ulysses S. Grant should have known better. They did know better. But they knew the people couldn't do nothing about it. Okay, there's turmoil going on. Too much stuff going on. People's attention was everywhere else. Okay, but that's the origin and the destination of your birth certificate. The destination of your birth certificate is Wall Street. Okay, it is on the stock market. Folks, I appreciate it, and I'm going to do something else here. Probably do a little live thing maybe later on today. But look it up for yourself, folks, you know. And let's try to find candidates that will try to restore some of our God-given rights back. Okay, this country right now is in such a pitiful shape. And I've said this, and I use this for an example all the time. A homeless man can't go down to the river, catch a fish, and eat it, and forage for food for his own sustenance, for his own survival. He can't even do that without the threat of jail, fine, and incarceration. That's pretty pitiful, okay, when our government stooped that low where they'll jail a man for catching a fish when he's hungry or killing a rabbit when he's hungry. It's pitiful. Folks, I love you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless our president.